So I just discovered Lego Digital Designer for Windows desktop. Um, it's wild because I used to. I'm one of those kids that used to enjoy playing with Lego when I was young. Obviously, I thought when Lego started making faces and pre-made parts, I felt like they ruined the experience. I got the Legos that didn't have that. I'm the kid that was the generation that only had pure, what would you call it? Just blocks, different sized blocks, different shaped blocks. And you would have to use your imagination to make whatever it is that you wanted to make, right? Or you made something and you let your imagination interpret it. Sometimes you'd make something and you would see it, but if you try to share it with someone, you made a horse, they wouldn't necessarily know what you were on about, right? Look like a zebra to them or a dog, right? But it was awesome. I spent countless hours. Maybe I should have used some of those to read, to learn how to read. But so I thought I would enjoy playing with this. But I find that while it is initially the innovation is initially exciting, like oh my god, I can play Lego virtually. I find that I believe that I miss having physical 3D objects to work with. Just because my mind, I think I'm getting used to it now. My mind could study the objects much easier when I could hold them with my hand, around, play with it, and finally figure out where it goes, right? This about 24 hours ago. I played with it with a little bit. I got very frustrated. I had little idea. Because I played Lego, I know what I'm working with, but I feel I had little idea as to what exactly I was holding in my digital hand, right? So I resolved my issue by downloading pre-made models. Um, this is one of them, a quad bike. So I am actually pulling it apart for the first time. For the first time, I think I'm still not used to this. I probably would not be able, at my level of Lego playing, I could probably put together an actual quad bike probably under an hour, maybe even less. I'm just estimating an hour seems good. But I think, just now having taken this apart, I don't think I'd be able to put it back together in the same amount of time it's going to take me to pull it apart. With this, I have to get used to the mouse, mouse movements, zooming in and out, right? I have to get used to all of that. Perspective, right? If I hold a piece, I think I can rotate the piece. I have to rotate the entire screen. Um, so yeah, this looks, this looks. It feels like I'm getting the hang of it. Interesting. I feel if I probably continue playing with it, I'd really get used to it and I'd get back to the same level of building that I am at with physical Legos, and I really do enjoy them. Uh, so I found this Legos are for kids. Well, adults play with them now, and they do more amazing things than kids can do just because the adult mind is more mature, right? Your thinking faculties have developed more, and all of that, and all sorts of other functions of the brain have developed more adult than a child. So adults play with Lego and they do amazing things that kids could never ever do, right? Uh, there's a guy who specializes in Lego. He's an artist. I watched that video. He orders, he specially orders pieces just to complete his artwork. I'm sure the Lego company know him. Um, Probably a big spender there. That kind of thing. Generic pieces. What you get is what the entire town or country population is going to get as a that guy gets custom made pieces just so he can make artwork. That's wild. And I don't think all adults get that. I don't know how he got that. Um, okay, I've taken apart a lot of this. I don't think I could ever put it back together. But wow, this is. I was thinking about, the transfer of the technology. It's a computer application, right? Um, I was thinking how kids and the transfer of this application. What if a kid got their hands on it? Would they have so much fun? What value would they derive from it? Um, I actually don't know that they derive value. I don't know. Um, quite interesting. The development of the computer, right? The computer is nothing but a calculator. I don't think you'd give a child a calculator to play with, but it's evolved into this, into what it is today, right? From whatever the first computer was, say an i9 Pentium machine today, which can render graphics in full color, at very high resolutions, allowing for the creation of artwork, allowing for the watching of videos in high definition, ultra high definition, and the like, right? So, over time from a machine solely for adults, and not just any adult. Again, you wouldn't give it just to anyone, right? You'd probably want to give it to an accountant or someone who wants to do calculation, who works with calculations every day. So here's this thing that's a, as people say, glorified calculator, right? Um, 2024 it can do this, and I'm not saying that Lego software was in 2024. I was actually wondering what kinds of things I could develop on the computer that are things that we do already in real life. And I was just getting into augmented reality and virtual reality experiences and the like. I've never had a good enough to get into that. I still don't think I do have that, and you need a lot of space to develop applications for that. They probably take up gigabytes of space, right? But you still want to try if you can, whatever you've got, whatever little thing that you can do. You still want to try. So I have the look at that. It's almost completely apart. And how long have I spent on that? I don't see the video recording time. Um, I've spent about 10 minutes. 10 minutes just taking it apart. Um, I'm still not entirely. I mean, I'm okay with changing of perspective now. Before I had to do it slowly, otherwise I'd kind of get lost. I'm okay with it now, but it's not gonna help me put it back together. Um, so yeah. That the calculator can now do this. And yeah, I was thinking, what could I, Pumelela, make? And I wanted to play with all sorts. Maybe I did think about making Lego software. mainly because I can't afford Lego anymore. Um, so if I did if get money to buy Lego, I'd probably be made fun of by society. Yet I would probably enjoy Lego more than going out to have a drink with a bunch of strangers. I probably wouldn't be able to enjoy playing Lego with the opposite sex. So something to consider there if you want children. Um, so yeah, uh, I was just thinking about what the computer can do. It can do amazing things like this, but you might want to the way this is needing to with real Lego needing to feel and just get used to the piece and internalize it. Um, it might be a much more enjoyable experience using the software in augmented, in virtual reality, in augmented reality, than it is right now with a mouse, right? It's a little bit harder with the mouse. You know, I'm sure other younger minds get used to it. And if it did become popular, would have 50 in in a few years time you'd have 50-year-old adults um that talk about this unique Lego experience they had on the computer and how it shaped them and how it developed them and all the cool skills that they themselves develop through that or things they realize themselves through that experience, right? And it would not be the same thing as hearing me um, share this. But wow, this is interesting. So I figured a virtual reality experience would probably be better. Just to have your head immersed in this, or your vision, to have your eyes, and in that way your mind, as if you were in the computer, able to move around and manipulate pieces and rotate them. That would probably be much more beneficial to a person like me. I would enjoy this more. So yeah, this is really interesting. I really don't think I can put this back to so many pieces. I also downloaded an aeroplane. Not an aeroplane, actually, a starship. I believe it was not the Death Star, but one of those galactic stars, maybe from Star Wars. I downloaded one of those, and it was a whole panel, like the whole screen was just like from a high level view. It was just like dots of white and red, and I had to zoom in several times, several degrees, till I could finally see. I thought I'd gotten a corrupted file, even though and the software didn't make any complaints. When I first saw it, I thought I'd opened a corrupted file. I closed it and opened it again. I scratched my head and then I opened it and tried to zoom on it, and that's when I was, eventually able to see my first piece. And I was like, wow, it's like imagine a view. Let me give you a demonstration. I think you can still see the pieces. Imagine a view something like this, right? It was actually worse because I think these are maybe a few hundred pieces. I think that model had maybe 1,000. So they were pretty small, like basically dots on the screen. Um, that was overwhelming, I believe. Right? How many hours would I spend putting that together? I don't just like Legos. I also like puzzles, right? You could yourself playing puzzles with the opposite sex, right? Get yourself a bird puzzle. You trick a girl into playing puzzles with you. If you can't find one that already likes that, I, I'm yet to meet one. Anyway, so Lego. Here we go. I met an old lady um on the governing of my college who loved puzzles. She's very old. I'm sure it's like old people play, so I'm sure it would make sense to get into playing puzzles. It might not make sense for someone my age to get into such an activity. Again, not judging here. You know, if someone who like Legos or puzzles or things together, that would be awesome. It's just like someone who likes using their mind, generally speaking. It's not an easy thing. We're expected to use our minds, but we're also expected not to use our minds. Don't let your mind be overactive. Don't let it run wild. You have to control it. So some people don't do creative things just because your mind goes places it wouldn't go, or you can't really explain in words. What are you doing there? What kind of experience are you having there? Right? Are you getting bread? What are you doing? Building a nation, you're right. Leadership, leading people. Maybe me today. I could start a trend. Once trends are started, people want to be in it. They want to take over and be seen, lead, and be doing things. Nobody wants to be the boring guy who did this first, right? When it gets going, everybody wants to do it, but nobody wants to be the first person to do it. So anyway, that kind of thing. It's all part of life. You gotta figure out and navigate that. So I don't think you can actually see that what was in our faces long ago, probably 15 minutes, 18 minutes ago. Wow. What was in our faces 18 minutes ago was a quad bike. You probably cannot see that. All right. So there you go. Digital Lego, man. This is awesome. It's not so awesome yet, but it's interesting. It's interesting. If I had tried to build the software, how long would it take me? Gee, would Lego try to buy it from me? You know, claiming, hey, that's our Lego. Give us the software. Like, hey man, I spent my damn near gave kids to make this. Pay me millions, and then they just choose to take their idea and do it themselves. That would suck. Anyway, so yeah, I've taken apart a quad bike. I will maybe I should play this in reverse, make it look like I can do amazing things in life. Who knows? But I enjoyed that. That was Hey, look, I can put a tire back together. It's not respecting my efforts in life. Um, so there you go. Tires. I could put the tires. I put the rims in the tire. I can't actually control much. I can move back and forth, side to side, but not up and down, right? So that's a little frustrating because it means I can't. One, now selecting this wheel. I can't predict what it's gonna do. Is it everything gonna move? What's gonna happen? I want to put it in an axle somewhere. Should I raise it up, lower it, move it forward, backwards, left, right, right, left, right? What's gonna happen? So you want to, I have quite a bit to get used to. Until everything, my movements within the space become intuitive. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed taking that apart. Sorry about the choppy script. I didn't script anything. I didn't prepare a script. I just started talking, so I'm well aware that it was choppy. I started some arguments. I dropped them halfway through, but Look. Lego on the computer. That's amazing.